diagnosed with something and you're going back for treatment, that does not count. It has to be something that's a screening or a wellness activity, okay? And then you can turn that in and you get 3 tickets. Because I feel that that's a very, very important thing. If something's going to be caught or whatever, hopefully we can catch that early or inhibit something from happening. Healthy lifestyle program would be anything that you would go to for a long period of time. Also, the zombie challenge, it lasts for 6 weeks. So by doing that, they will get tickets for doing the walk and things like that. So if we put out something that lasts for any period of time, 6 weeks to 12 weeks, anything like that, then you would get the tickets along with other things that maybe there's going to be a prize as well or whatever, okay? Body composition, if you come down to the Weight Loss and Wellness Center, you get your body composition lifestyle profile quiz. You come back in 2 or 3 months and you recheck it, you get tickets for that, okay? So there's different things that you can look at. One of the other things that we added was the logs, physical stress relief activities. I think things are going to be moved around a little bit on this too. But anyway, there's logs. There's 3 logs. There's a fitness log. You probably know about that. That's been on there. If you just track your activity, there's a little calendar. You put in there what you've done. At least if you do something 3 times a week, you write it in there. You send that in. You get a ticket for it. Now, for the logs, you get 1 ticket. The reason is we're taking your word for it. Okay? So, you can't show me any evidence, right? There's also a stress log. So if you do something to de-stress 3 times a week, you take a walk, you listen to some music, you turn all your business off, you know, you go listen to a concert, whatever you want to do that just de-stresses you, write that down. That's something else that's in there. It's just a blank calendar and you fill it out. Now they are in PDF format right now. I am going to ask Beth to change that if she can to Word, so that way you can fill it out on the line and then send that to me. So we're going to be looking at that. The other one is a food log. So if you're trying to eat healthier and you're doing better with that, log your food. The dietitian will review that, give you recommendations from the dietitian, but also you're going to get, you know, it's when you track it, you have to write it down. Sometimes it makes a little bit of a difference on what you do. So those are some new changes. The other major change that I've made is now we do have a holding website, JMH Wellness at johnsonmemorial.org. It is not a communication, okay, email. Not a website, an email. It's not, so if you have questions, you email me, okay? But if you're out doing a walk, you've signed up to doing a community walk, and you're taking pictures of your group doing a walk, email that picture to JMH Wellness. You get tickets for it. If you do your EOB, send your EOB. I have to log in, and it's password protected. So not everybody's not going to come to my phone or go to anything else. It's going to go directly in there. Once I write the ticket out, it's going to be deleted. Okay, so it's not going to be something that's going to be kept in there either. So that's one of the good things, because again, there's people that hear on nights, early in the evening, and maybe aren't able to do this. We're going to start videoing the lunch and learns. They're going to be on the InfoNet, so they can click on the InfoNet. The post test will be on there. They can do the post test. Email that to me, to the JMH Wellness. And so hopefully it'll make things easier for people. They can email the logs, email pictures, or whatever they're going to be doing. If we have challenges, we talked about doing an eye safety challenge to take a picture of you guys with your sunglasses on or your safety goggles on doing things. You'd be able to email those to us. So hopefully that'll be a better avenue to be able to get that done. Coaching, the other thing is, if you have done after your yearly screening, they're offering the coaching. You have to do one to get your discount. But if you do any additional, you get a ticket per additional coaching session that you go to, because we feel that you're trying, to get better or do whatever you need to do. If you make modifications, if they tell you that your cholesterol is high and you go on a cholesterol medicine, or see your doc and they start doing that, or a high blood pressure medicine or whatever that's going to improve it, where you can quit smoking, then you get additional tickets for that, as long as I get that information that you're doing that. So, we just want to try to increase that. The other cool thing that I'm going to try to start is I want to get the word out about the wellness program. So each department, we're going to put out a little thing here soon that we want each department, or if they're small departments, they can go together to do a wellness box. Develop your own wellness box according to your own area, okay? And then we're going to have a judging on that, and then, just from people, we'll put them outside the cafeteria, and then the one who wins the best wellness box will give you some kind of prize for your department or something. So then you can have the tickets, you can take it, and you can put them in your own boxes, and it's something to promote the wellness program. Okay? Any questions? Okay. We're going to go for the other part of why we're here. Does your wellness wheel have a slow leak? How many here, show of hands, have had a flat tire on your bicycle or your car or something like that? How does that work for you? Not very good. Difficult to kind of get around. You're like, limping along, whatever you're going to be doing. So, wheel problems. It makes the ride a little bumpy and shaky. It makes steering very difficult, right? Causes wrecks, and it causes you maybe not to reach your destination that you're going to be going to. So, we don't want it to be flat or leaky. So what we're going to talk about is good health. Traditionally, good health is absence of illness or freedom from disease. Doesn't necessarily imply the state of well-being or wellness. So when I say wellness, or I say give me a definition of wellness, what do you guys think about? Tell me a definition of wellness, what your definition would be.
Annual exams.
Okay. For what?
Mammogram.
Okay. So you're screening.
I'm going to normally think health, but with the wheel up there, I'm thinking.
No, don't look at the wheel. Before you look at the wheel.
Hey, I saw the wheel on that.
Good.
So I learned something from them.
Yes.
I do think of balance.
Usually, if someone says, "Are you well today?" or "I don't feel well," I'm sick, physically, something usually physical. Well, there's more to wellness than just being physical wellness. More than just being at average weight or without some kind of illness. Webster's Dictionary, wellness, the quality of state or being in good health, especially as an actively sought goal. Okay, the word active is in there. National Wellness Association, wellness, an active process of becoming aware of making choices towards more successful existence. So it's how you can be a better person, have a better existence, a better life in general. That is the difference. That is your definition of wellness. So it's growth, balance, absence of illness, all those things kind of combined. So there's 7 dimensions of wellness. If you go online, you'll find all different kinds of dimensions in the wellness wheel. These are my 7 favorite dimensions of the wellness wheel. One of them had like 30 dimensions, so they cut it way down. What I look at is spiritual, emotional, intellectual, physical, social, environmental, and financial. Those are the key components that I look at, that when you're looking at your health and wellness, that you deal with on a daily basis. So when you're looking at social wellness, it's basically a perspective of having support from family, friends, or coworkers in a time of need. So you're needing support, or social, and a perception of being valued, supported for others. So you're allowing people to be social with you, and you're portraying it to others. Socially isolated people are more susceptible to illness, and actually increases your IgGA, something along that line. I could be saying it wrong. But anyway, it actually increases your immune system, being around others. People who maintain their social network do better under stress. Well, you have more people to maybe talk to about it. You may be able to handle things a little bit better. Laughter is really good medicine. And cholesterol levels rise when human companionship is lacking. It actually physically affects your body. So when you were looking at social, we already see, do I have social up here? Yeah. It already is affecting your physical. And it can also be your medical, your physical by doing that. It can mess with your emotional. So when you're looking at that, and also environmental. So being comfortable with, and I thought I changed this. Being comfortable with and liking yourself as a person is big. Interacting easily with other people of different ages, backgrounds, races, lifestyles. Not just your own age, your own group. When you really branch out and look at the different cultures and the different things, that can be a big difference. Contributing time and energy to the community, communicating your feelings, developing friendships, recognizing the need for fun in your life, and budgeting and balancing your time, including both responsibility and relaxation. So when we're looking at this, who wants to tell me, with looking at your social wellness, what other aspects of the wheel it can hit or can impact? Look at developing friendships. Do you stay at home? If you're usually out with friends or have friends, usually go do something with them. You might be in a different part of your environment. You might have work friends. You might have other friends. Spiritual, you might meet them at church. You might do different things with them to help you relieve your stress. Emotional, you're able to talk to them maybe about your feelings, doing things like that. Intellectual, anytime when you're with friends and you're learning different things, it can help with that. Physical, you may go walking with them. You may go just doing things with them. So it can affect financial. You might go out to eat. Well, that's going to affect your financial. It can affect all the different aspects of the wheel just by looking at that, and that's how it does it. So intellectual wellness, perception of being internally energized by optimal amount of intellectually stimulating activity. So having critical thinking, creativity, curiosity. We have a lot of that here. How many times you have to do some critical thinking each day, about things. Learning a variety of experiences, maybe cross-training at work, maybe learning a new skill, a new hobby, things like that. Something that's going to stimulate your brain. If you sit there and do the same thing over and over and over, it's not going to get those, you're really going with your intellectual ability. Observing what's around you. How many times do we go through life mindless? This is what we got to do. Here we go. And there you are. Look up, look around. Who's around you? What's around you? You're looking at it brings your environmental piece into it as well. Listening to others. How many times do we kind of tune people out? When you listen to them, you're going to learn something. All right here. Staying current with world affairs, news, and then take that with a grain of salt. But, know what's going on in life, in the world, what's going on. Expose yourself to new experiences. Like I said, try something different. Okay, looking at this one. What other areas of the wheel? Emotional. Stress outlet. Okay. How does it deal with your physical? You expose yourself to new experiences. That may be hiking, that may be biking, that may be, doing different things. Social, listening, interacting with others. Your environmental, if you go do new experiences, you're probably going to go to new places. Like you said, emotional. So it can affect different aspects of what you're looking at. Physical wellness, a perception and expectation of physical health which leads to psychological benefits of self-esteem and self-direction, sense of direction. So physical wellness, regular exercise, good nutrition, all those key components there. Avoidance of tobacco, drugs, and excessive alcohol. Getting regular physical checkups. Okay, right here. How does that involve the wheel?
Checkups will make you more intellectual.
Okay. You'll know more about yourself. You're doing things. If you go exercise, what does that decrease? Stress. Maybe you go out and you got your headphones on and you're like, oh, thank you, higher power, or Jesus, or whoever your person is, making this a great day. You go out there and you go do that. Emotional can help with that. Financial. How much financial is it going to help if you stop smoking and stop drinking and stop using drugs? Another thing with financial that you'll see in a little bit is where does your money come from? And know where your money comes from, know where your money's going. So there's a lot of different things that your physical wellness can impact your other things.
Social part can affect the excessive alcohol part.
Exactly. In a good way or a negative way, depending on what you're looking at. Regular exercise. Those who think they have no time for exercise will sooner or later have time for illness. At any age you can exercise. These ladies are getting down, aren't they? Percent body fat. This is a good thing for you to come down to the get your body composition. Know where you are. Know where you are in the area, and then do you need to improve, or are you in good shape, or where are we at? Percentage of body fat for women and for men. There's where it is, where it should be, and come down and see where it is. How about that?
Is it negotiable?
It's printed out. I don't do anything. It's just printed right out. You just come in your bare feet, and we'll do the rest. How about that? The importance of sleep. That's a big one for physical. It can really, really impact a lot of pieces in your life. Adequate sleep is the most important to weight loss and wellness. Excessive snoring and daytime sleepiness can be signs of a sleep disorder. Having no sleep can impact every single piece here. It's very, very important to be able to get your sleep. So that's one of the things why I got my Fitbit. One of my initial reasons is how much sleep am I getting and how sound of a sleep am I getting. And when on the weekends when the kids are in bed and all that, I don't get much. I'm going to have a lot of weekends.
So the Fitbit actually will.
Yeah, had 25 wake-ups in one night. Just because, and it knows, I guess, when you're moving around or doing different things, so I knew I was cranky in the morning, right? There you go. Emotional wellness. Possession of a secure self-identity and positive sense of self-regard. Also the ability to cope with and or improve unpleasant mood states, which sometimes can be very difficult for us once we're in those. So try to keep a positive attitude. That's a big one. Is being sensitive to your feelings and the feelings of others. A lot of times it's a lot of self-pity that we have. Oh, poor me, poor me, poor me. When really if we just kind of look at others and kind of sometimes what they need, it can make a difference on how we feel and how we look at things. Learn to cope with stress. There's different ways that you can deal with stress. You've got your, turn everything off, have a quiet 15 minutes of something, some deep breathing. You got your stress balls. Talk with someone about what's going on. You can say no. It's okay to say no. I am at my limit. There's something else we need to palm this off, or delegate it out. So there's some big different ways that we can, make a difference on our stress. Be realistic about your expectations. That's one of the things that you can, and expectations about yourself. Where do you feel that you're expected to be, or what you're expected to do or achieve in life? Well, who says you have to do that to be a good person or to love who you are? And what is your expectations of others? If those expectations are too high, you're always not, they're never going to meet it, and you're always going to be disappointed. So look at those expectations. Be realistic about what you're expecting from others and what you expect or others expect from you to make a big difference in your life. Take responsibility for your own behavior. So that's some of the things that we can do with emotional wellness that can make a big difference on here too. Physical, you're stressed out, your blood pressure's high, you've got headaches, you don't feel good. Social, you're not going to be with anybody, or when you are, you're not very nice. They don't want to be around you. Get out of here. Environmental, you seclude. You don't go out and be active. You seclude yourself. Dealing with your own personal financial issues realistically, that's another thing. Understand where you're at, where you can be. Again, expectations of what you're looking at. Viewing challenges as opportunities versus obstacles. If something comes up, again, try to look at it in a positive way. What can I get from this? What can I learn from this? Where can I go from this? And functioning independently, but knowing when to ask for help. It's okay to ask for help. Everybody, lean on me. Remember that song? Sing it. There you go. Everybody needs somebody. So be ready for that. Spiritual wellness, a positive perception of meaning and purpose in life. Being open to different cultures and religions, First thing I have on here, for some reason it didn't come up here, believe in a higher power. Doesn't matter what that higher power is, something here on earth, something more than you. Because that a lot of times helps you to, get with someone or talk with someone or someone that can help you or something. It could be love, it could be this group, it could be, anything that is bigger than we are. And that a lot of times can, because there's some kind of spirit or something out there. It doesn't have to be God per se if you don't believe in God, but being open to different things of what are other people's cultures, and we have to ask that question here and abide by them. So that's just something good to know. Give your time to volunteer, participate in community service activities. Giving yourself is big. You can get a lot of spiritual relief or wellness from doing that. Spending time defining personal values. What are my primary personal values? What am I going to put above anything else if it comes up? Do I have a priority of, I don't care about this. How big is this issue compared to what I'm looking at? Am I going to do this? Is it going to go against my values? So you can go online even and look at personal values, different key ones, and they have like a list. They have little cards that you can like cut out and put out there and look at which ones are my most important, my 10 highest one, and rank them. That's going to make a difference on your outlook of what you're going to do through the day and what you're going to look at in life. What's the most important? If these things come all together, which one am I going to choose to do and feel good about that, because that's my heart and soul of what I'm looking at. Spending time alone in personal reflection, meditate, just be by yourself. How many people get 15 minutes just totally by yourself without anything going on? Yeah. You owe yourself 15 minutes. You owe it to yourself. You give all that other out, Just go sit, go lay down in bed or do whatever. 15 minutes just to breathe. Participate in spiritual activities, whether it's church, maybe you do some different things, maybe it's a neat concert that you go to, or like I said, a group with a walk in a park, singing with kids. Oh, lifting up is that. It's great. So just some different kind of things that's just really going to get your spirit moving. Care about the welfare of others and act out that care. We pretty much do that every day, but putting that in the forefront of different people in your lives, of maybe putting them first in some instances instead of us, and it can really bring a good spiritual wellness to you. Environmental, the positive perception of the environment that one works and lives in. So it's your whole environment, not just your home, not just your work. How do you put it together? So finding satisfaction and worth in your work. Do you feel good at what you put in when you go home? If you don't feel good about what you've done, you're probably in the wrong profession. And how good is that to go to work every day hating what you're doing? It's not. So kind of looking at that. Ensure your work environment and relationships are comfortable. Do you like it? Can you talk to people? Do you feel good when you go to work? Is it satisfying for you? If you work in a hot factory all day, that's not a very good environment to work in. We got some air conditioning, we got lights, we can go outside, we can do things, so it makes it a little bit nice. Beware of the natural environment you live in. Again, you got a higher power that's brought this to us. Enjoy it, go outside, maybe take a walk for 5 minutes, something like that you can look at. Recognize the opportunity to lead you to a new skill and acting on those opportunities. So those are some other things that you can look at environment-wise, maybe cross-training in a different area of the hospital, things like that. What is that about? Just changing your environment up a little bit. Working to ensure the stability and longevity of our natural resources. Recycling, picking something up when you go for a walk. Pick up that trash bag. Take a little bag with you. When the kids and I go for a walk, we have a little Walmart bag that each of us take. And by the time we get home, they're usually filled up and we toss them. So it makes you feel good. You're walking, you're bending, you're doing more than just doing that, but also you're taking care of the environment that we live in and being able to go out there and enjoy it. Because we're all in this together. We got one world, one lifetime. Let's do it good. Financial wellness. Financial wellness is an intricate balance of the mental, spiritual, and physical aspects of money. Have an understanding of your financial situation, know where you are, and be more prepared for changes. You never know when something's going to happen. Do you have that safe fund? If you don't, you need to look into having that safe fund, because you never know. A lot of us can be one day or 1 week away from, being in big trouble. Being comfortable with where your money comes from and where it's going. If you got drug money, if you got gambling, if you're not very, it comes from gambling and you're like, that's not one of your main values, well, it could be an issue, Do what's in your power to maintain or improve your financial wellness. What can I do? Can I look at my budget? Can I cut coupons? Can we maybe change how much we're getting at when we go out to eat and split some things? What is it that you can put your little envelopes or whatever, however you want to do it? Do you want to go to one of the, what's his name? There you go. Do they have one of those financial information? Do you meet with the Lincoln person? That's another thing. Every time you meet with her, you get a ticket. Where am I in the right groups? Am I making money? Am I losing money? Do I even know? Those are some good things to know. Remember, life is like the stock market. It has its ups and downs. You don't know when it's going to happen, so you need to be prepared. Find the good side to this current downside. We always look at, what can I do? And maybe this is your components, and you see how. If you financially don't have enough money for your medications, what's that going to do? Can affect your physical, if you're on some psych meds, emotional, social. It can affect your spiritual, and it can affect everything. If you don't have money to go to college, if you don't have a place to live, think about that. I mean, there's a lot of things that your financial piece can impact. You might be way stressed because you aren't able to pay for something that you need to pay for. And there's a lot of different things. Strive for an increased wellness in your life despite if you're being dealt a bad hand. Again, that positive outlook. What is it that I feel maybe is part of my bad hand, if you're even having that, of those different areas? What do I need to look at? How can I make that change to then make my wheel more round and able to steer myself in the right direction, able to make my life ride smooth and easy, right? Are you able to avoid or handle wrecks in your life? And are you able to reach your wellness destination? Who in here has a wellness goal? All right. What my suggestion would be, in the very back of your packet, you have some different things about, and those of you that are watching this via the video, this will be your post-test that you will do and turn in. Those of you that are here, if you do these and turn in, you will get an extra wellness ticket, okay? Basically, what I want you to do is come up with 2 out of the 7 wellness goals through the end of this year. What are those wellness goals? Whether it's a physical wellness, you want to lose weight, financial wellness, you want to go to, you want to save more money, spiritual, change a church, do more things regarding that way, and then look at that. And if you need help with that, you can always come down to us and say, okay, Lailene, this is my goal. What are some things I can do to achieve it? Or we can work with you on, hey, where are you on achieving that goal? Have you done these things that you wanted to do to get there? Because it's just like a budget. If you don't know where you are, you don't know where you can go. Or, so if you have a goal and you know it, then that's easier to get to. So that's kind of what we're looking at. So any questions or comments? Did you learn something? Okay. So the wellness wheel is kind of what I'm doing or trying to portray the wellness program after. So that's why you're going to see more different things. You might see some spiritual things that come up, some lunch and learns. You might see some different challenges that we have regarding that. And now you'll know why. You're like, okay, I need to kind of work on that component of my wellness program. Or my wellness wheel to make sure that I keep on rolling along. But thank you for coming. I hope you've enjoyed it. Have a good afternoon.